But I really quick wanted to talk about the East. We could start off with Bam Adebayo signing a max extension. His was also 5 years, and I have it here in my notes. 1 second. I have it here. Bam Adebayo, max extension. He signed for, I know it was 5 years. I think it was $163 million. Yes. So he also signed a max deal. I do not know what this means for Miami now, because you think that Giannis might go to Miami. And a lot of people were talking about, hey, if Bam signs this max extension, which he did, what does this mean for the cap space? Because now if they want to go after Giannis, I mean, Giannis is a big Bucks player, not to make another pun, but he's a big Bucks player. He requires money. And dude, I'm like 2 for 2 with the puns today, man.
Yo, you were on fire today, man.
Coop from 3.
On fire today.
Coop from deep, bang. No, I think I think they're gonna have to get rid of, obviously, like, they have such a talented roster, and the East has gotten more competitive, obviously, but they had a very obviously talented and competitive roster. They made it to the finals last year. Some people think it was a fluke. I tend not to think so. But the thing with that comes with that is what happens when it's time to reload. Obviously, like, I think this move by Miami is saying, hey, we're good with the guys that we already have. We're going to try to make another run with these people instead of going after a big market, because they re-signed some of the same guys. It was more minor stuff. Like, I'm not to say that Goran Dragic was minor, but they also re-signed Myers Leonard. He was a great presence for the team, even though he didn't really get time during the playoffs. He didn't get play time, and he served more as a mentor than anything else on the sideline. So everything that Miami has done, and I think it's good that they locked up Bam. I mean, he's obviously a very talented guy. Didn't really show up in the playoffs, but I don't know if I would have given him a max. But I think what Miami is doing is solid for the moment, but I have questions now for the future.
Yeah, well, what you got to think is, what you got to do, what I think you should do, compares to the Ingram trade, not the Ingram trade, sorry, the
max extension.
Max, yeah,
You're good.
you got to compare him to Ingram. Did he deserve it, more than Ingram? You got to think, Ingram in his situations, he showed a lot of signs of becoming a great player, and he made a lot of great improvements. Did he deserve it at the end of the day? Probably yes. However, Miami, while Bam may not have shown the same kind of flashes, same kind of promising stuff, is they found success with him in that position. They really went far with him, with him there.
True. Yeah, during the regular season, he was money.
Yeah, and he also had one of the best playoff blocks of all time.
True.
Period.
It's true. He was instrumental in that Celtics series. Not to cut you off again. My apologies.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, he was. I think he did great things, and not only that, it's like, they by signing him to a max, they're making a statement. They say, we are happy, like you said, we are happy where our players are right now. And I think they want to make sure that they keep that team integrity. And I think that he is essential to that team integrity. He is important to that.